Hi, all, I'm Mr. Mendoza, a second grade teacher at Web Du Bois Charter Academy with Agape Schools. This In this video, you'll learn a little bit about people in the marketplace, second lesson of people in the marketplace, which is titled Work and Income. How do people get money to pay for goods and services? How? As a child, you might get a few dollars from your mom or dad or grandma, grandpa, and uncle or aunt. Some men and women, they don't work, so they don't have a job, they don't earn income. Some of them don't even have a home to go to, so they are transient folk. They're homeless. They go out and they ask people for money, and some people do. Eventually, you're going to have to get a job, but that's how you're going to get money. People have different occupations, jobs. People earn income to buy goods and services. We get paid through that job to buy goods and services. The better job you have, the more money you have. Occupation is another word for jobs. Occupation. Income is the money you make in your job. Free enterprise. We are in a free enterprise market where you can do whatever you want to in your life. Want. Sometimes you may want something, but you don't need it. So sometimes it's good to just think about those things, whether you want something or you need it. Work and income, earning money. People get paid for making or selling goods or providing services. An occupation is a job a person works at to earn money. The money that people earn is called income. This woman, she's a ranger. She educates children on nature. Does this little girl work? Does this little girl work? Is she a scientist? No, she's just a butterfly collector. She doesn't get any money for that. People choose occupations in which they can do work they enjoy. Some may be good at singing or teaching. Others may enjoy building things or working with animals. Many people get special training for their jobs. This first tells us how people choose their occupation, the first sentence. How do people choose their occupations? Remember, you have to look at the text to answer the questions. And some of the questions you just have to think about and infer a lot. This gentleman here, he makes vases and pots. He sells them. This child does not sell them, he makes them for fun. These gentlemen are on a construction site. They are builders. They get paid for that. This little guy right here, he has fun building things. He doesn't get paid. Running a business. Some people have ideas for businesses of their own. A person who likes to make a product might start a new business to sell that product. The freedom to start and run a business to make money is called free enterprise. You can start your own business if you want to. If you start your own business and you're selling something, then what kind of a producer are you? Are you a producer that sells things or services? If you're making one, if you're making something, then you sell a product. If you are helping others, like me, I teach, then it's a service. These two little boys here, boy and girl, what are they doing? Friendship bracelets for sale. The sign says it. They are selling what? Lemonade? They are selling friends? No, they're selling friendship bracelets. Children can take part in free enterprise. They can wash cars, rake leaves, care for pets, and sell things they make. These businesses are all forms of free enterprise. The children who do these jobs earn income. This is their job. You can actually have jobs as a child. And all these things are things that you can do as a child. What are some ways children can take part in free enterprise? In other words, what are some ways that kids can choose what jobs they want to do? Also, do they get paid or do they do it for free? children in history, Abraham Lincoln. When Abraham Lincoln was young, he worked on a flatboat on the Ohio River. He pushed the boat with a long pole. Flatboats carried goods to people who wanted them. Spending money. People use their income to buy goods and services. They may also save some of it. They use their money to pay for wants. A want is something that people would like to have. Home, food, clothing are wants. These are things that we also need. Those are needs. Pets, books, and new bicycles are also wants. Sometimes we do need a pet, books, and bicycles. But what do you need more of? Do you need more of home, food, and clothing, or pets, books, and bicycles? What's the most important thing? People cannot buy everything they want. They have to make a choice about what things are important to them. Most people first buy the goods and services that will keep them safe and comfortable. Then they buy the goods and services that they would like. How do people decide what goods and services to buy? One, what do they think of? Do they think of, oh, I just need this right away? It's not that important. Or do they think about what's more important than other things? People work so they can earn income to buy goods and services. How do people get money to pay for goods and services? How do we get paid for that? What do people do with income? What do people do to get income? Make a list of things you like to do. Choose one that you could do to earn income. Compare and classify. Write down the occupations of family members or adult friends. Circle the ones in which people make goods. Reading a picture graph. Why it matters. Some information is easier to understand when it is shown in a picture graph. A picture graph uses pictures to show numbers of things. What do you need to know? The picture graph on the next page shows how Jen used her money. The key shows that each picture stands for $5 Jen spent. Here's something to practice. How much did Jen spend on gifts? We're going to look at that graph and think, how much did Jen spend on gifts? 2. In what way did Jen use the most money? How did she spend the most money? What did she spend the most money in? And the last question, did Jen spend more money on clothes or on books? So 1, how much did she spend on gifts? 2, in what way did Jen use the most money? And 3, did Jen spend more money on clothes or books? How much money did she spend altogether if one bill is $5? Let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and $70. I counted from 60 to 70 because I used two bills. So she spent $70 in all. She spent $70 buying books, clothes, gifts, movies, and savings. This is what she spent her money on. And the second question is, and what way did Jen use the most money? How did she use the most money here? Which one has the most bills? Does buying books, clothes, gifts, movies, or savings have the most bills? I would say savings has the most bills. Now you tell me, how much money did she save? You count. Remember that each bill is worth $5. And the last question says, did Jen spend more money on clothes or on books? Did she spend more money on books, on clothes, or on books? What tells you? So you would say your answer would be, Jenny spent more money on clothes because she spent $15 on clothes, and that's $5 more than books. That would be the best answer to give there. History of money. In the past, people would barter or trade for goods and services. They might trade eggs for clothes. Some people used beads, shells, or even salt as money. Today, people pay for goods and services with coins, paper money, checks, and credit cards, all a form of income. Before, rocks, shells, seashells, salt. What? That's weird. Metals. But that's how we used to use money for. Why do you think people started to use kinds of money? Shells. Was there anything else if they were using seashells? That's all they had. Amber. That's all they had. Our first coins were from the country of Turkey, and they look like this. Salt. Why do you think people started to use kinds of money? Why did you think that people started bartering things? If they said, here's some shells, can I get this? Why? Again, wants and needs. These coins and bills were used long ago in the United States. National gold banknotes. These are the national gold banknotes. Continental United States bill, 1776. Gold coins, 1849. And this was in gold dust. Miners' Bank of Savings, when gold miners were digging for gold, they used this. Different kinds of money are used in other countries. In China, they use the Chinese yuan. In Japan, they use the Japanese yen. In India, they use Indian rupees. In Canada, which is the country north of us, Canadian dollars. In Mexico, they use the Mexican pesos. In Europe, they use euros. In Zimbabwe, they use Zimbabwean dollars. Bills and coins are not the only forms of money that people use. Some people use debit cards or check cards. Some people use American Express, and some people use credit cards or checkbooks. These are all forms of credit cards. This is a checkbook. Choose a kind of money from a different country. Find out about the people and things shown on the money. What do you think they were chosen? Why do you think they were chosen? So you choose one of these and think, I want to know why the Japanese yen has two people on it. Why? Oh, sorry, that's the Chinese yuan. The Japanese yen is a coin. Why? Why does it have that circle in it? You can ask Google, the Indian rupees. Why do Indian rupees have a bald man in the front of them? Why? And you'll get your answers. Thank you for being with me in this video. I hope that you enjoy the next one. Please make sure that you talk about this video with everyone around you, and so you can learn more about how people make money through income. Thank you.